Hi, everybody. My name is Kerrie Bodendorf, and welcome to another edition of the Melt Insider. I am here today with Nadine Sherry. Welcome, Nadine.
Thanks for having me, Kerrie.
So, Nadine, tell me where you live and how you first heard about the Melt Method.
So I recently moved from Denver, Colorado to the Caribbean. I now live in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Been here for just about a year and a half. I have had chronic pain. I just turned 55 yesterday.
Happy birthday!
I had multiple injuries when I was a teenager: gymnastics, skiing, car accidents, just different things. And I got care right away afterwards. But just a few months after I turned 21, I started having chronic back pain, upper back and neck pain. And this is in 1987. So I started down the road of trying everything. First chiropractic and then acupuncture, lots of massage. Fast forward 26 years. I had spent tens of thousands of dollars of my money, my mom's money, insurance money, trying everything inside the medical world, outside the medical world, you name it, I tried it. I went to pain clinics around the country. I mean, just everything I ever heard of, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe 8 years ago now, I think it was, I was laying on the couch watching a Dr. Oz, and they were going to come back and talk about chronic pain. And I was like, that's probably going to be bullshit, because I've done it all and seen it all and tried it all.
Right.
And I've also studied anatomy because I wanted to be a nurse. My chronic back pain stopped me from doing that, but I had gone through anatomy classes. So they came back and they did this segment, and I was like, what? And I rewound it and watched it over and over and over again, and I was shocked. I just couldn't even believe everything I was hearing, because I was an expert in everything there is out there. So I had that, well, this is what I do. I try everything that crosses my path. So turned out that Sue was going to be in Denver the following week, and I signed up for a class. And I was having one of my days. It was a it's multiple whiplashes were the main thing. And so lots of neck pain that would go into headaches, and then upper back between my between my shoulder blades was the chronic stuff 24/7. Nothing really worked. And that day, that headache went away during class.
Oh my goodness.
I was like shocked. I've had people tell me, just give me 6 months, come 3 times a week and spend all this money. And I've done it so many times I can't even count. And so then I dragged my husband a couple of days later to another one of her classes, and the same thing happened. And I was just shocked. And so then I went and I took a series of classes with a local instructor. And at which point my mom was like, this is different. You should really consider getting trained. And my mom was an educator, so she always supported any kind of education any of us wanted to get. So within about 6 months, I was taking training, and I was no longer in chronic pain long before then. And it was like, I mean, everybody who knows me knew that it never happened. I was sure that I was going to live like that for the rest of my life. And it sucks to start so early. So anyways, I became an instructor. I taught in Denver for a few years. I taught at rec centers. I taught a lot of privates and small groups. I could fit 3 in my little melt room at home, so I did a lot of that. And then just before COVID hit, we moved here. So I haven't been teaching classes, but I've worked with some people individually and been doing privates since I moved here to the Virgin Islands. So there's my story in a nutshell.
That is such a remarkable story. And thank God you tried it, and I know you said you tried everything, but you begin to think, oh, everything's a load of, hoo-ha, because nothing had worked for you. So thank God you had faith enough to just give it a try.
And I had so many people tell me over the years, well, why don't you just give up? And well, what does giving up mean? I mean, I've already tried heavy-duty drugs, which just dope me up on the couch for hours on end. And then I'm in pain when I get out of it. So I'm a pretty persistent person. And I will say that in that first class, when Sue said, pain makes your life smaller and smaller and smaller. I lost it. I didn't lose it like in public, but inside I was like, she totally,
Yeah, she gets it.
nobody knew the depth of how restrictive my life had become.
Yeah.
And now it's just not. It's amazing. I just can't believe it that all I have to do is do what she said to do. I don't even have to understand the anatomy and the physiology. I mean, I understand more than your average bear, but I can teach it to people who don't have any idea, and it's like miraculous.
Exactly.
So it's just been life-changing.
That is such a remarkable story. I absolutely love it. So for people who aren't familiar with Melt, I just wanted to show the tools that we work with. We work with these really soft balls on the hands and feet. And if you were to get one thing, if you didn't want to get the roller and the ball kit, I would say get the ball kit. Go to the Melt Method page, website, get the ball kit, start melting your hands and feet, and you can actually start to create change in your entire body, which is so remarkable. And then we also use these soft rollers. So if your roller cannot bend into a horseshoe shape, it's probably a little bit too firm to create a nice hydrating change in the connective tissue. But what we do in Melt is we create changes in your body without inflicting pain to do so, which I think is super important. There are a lot of modalities out there that inflict pain, and it never really made much sense to me to hurt to then feel better. So Melt is super gentle, and highly suggest y'all give it a try. If Nadine can feel better after 26 years of chronic pain, it's Nadine.
And a couple of things I want to add on to what you said is I always say, start with the hands and feet because it's the easiest to learn. It has the most systemic effect on the body, and that you can do it anywhere. Like I was going sailing because now I live in the Caribbean, and I was just sitting. I keep a little bowl in my fanny pack, and I was just sitting there on the boat, chit chatting, melting my hands right on the thing that I was sitting on, the little cushion. It is so easy. It doesn't take an hour of time like a yoga class or a lot of other things I've done. I found one other technique that really helped, but it took an hour or two a day. And once I started, I couldn't stop. So Melt just fits. And my kids, they're climbers. They'll just go melt their hands or feet before they get up on the wall and go climbing.
Wonderful,
it's just so easy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require a lot of time, effort, or money. And once you learn it, you have learned it. It's not like you have to go wait till next Tuesday and you have it, for me, another $80 to spend on this specialized physical therapist to fix me. And that's just so empowering.
Yeah. To have that tool in your back pocket, it really helped me with my anxiety and panic attacks. It gave me my life back. If you were to tell me 10 years ago that I would be hopping on planes and flying all over the country and standing up in front of hundreds of people delivering this method, I would say, no way, that would never be me. I mean, I was anxious to go to the grocery store and leave my house because my back would go out and I was unable to walk. And what if that happened when I was all by myself? So then my world got super small very quickly. And the story is so similar with all of these Melt instructors that I've been interviewing, and even just regular clients. I found Melt helped me. I needed to get trained because I wanted to share this with everybody. And like we all say, it never gets old. Watching our clients transform their lives never gets old. And it's such a rewarding thing.
I used to go, what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like magic, right? And you're like, yes. And it's so easy, and you don't need a lot of time. Exactly. But once you learn it, you've learned it. It's like learning how to brush your teeth properly. Then you save yourself lots of time and money a long haul in your
Exactly. So Nadine, do you offer Melt?
I do. I'm currently doing it locally here, one-on-one. Yeah. I have done a few Zooms with a few people who, my kids for sure, and their friends, who live not on the island, but and a couple of other young people who were visiting, and then I've taught them here, and then they were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" So, but mostly one-on-one here. I'm in St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's a very small little island, only 50,000 people, but a lot of wellness stuff going on here, and it's beautiful all year round. So we can be inside or outside all the time.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. I would like to come take a class with you there.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we'll put all of Nadine's contact information in the description of this video. And if you would like to share your melt story with me, I'll also put my contact information there as well. Nadine, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Happy melting, everybody.